we all know that being able-bodied, it's easy to take it for granted that you are able to go where you want to go when you want to go. But that is not always something that happens for people with disabilities. A lot of times they need to use a wheelchair to get around, and there are barriers to access. So today, as you are proceeding on the route, I would like you to think about the slope of the sidewalk, how it affects you as you're using the chair. I would like you to think about any cracks or breaks in the sidewalk when you are getting ready to cross the street at a crosswalk. Does the slope of the ramp, does it pull you down into traffic? Is there anything that makes it difficult to navigate around? For example, are there mailboxes or telephone poles rooted in the sidewalk that make it challenging to get around? Please pay attention to these issues. Look at the world through the eyes of somebody who has to use a wheelchair to get around every single day, because that's why we're here today. This is so that we can understand what it's like and work with our community to improve situations so that people who have barriers to access can access public meetings like here at City Hall, can easily get to the library, can go places to attend events like this, you know, who might need special transportation, that special transportation is available to them. So with that, we have some wheelchairs available for use in the parking lot. Thank you so much, All Purpose. Let's have a big round of applause for All Purpose, who've genuinely donated the use of their chairs today. Without further ado, if you will proceed in an orderly fashion to the parking lot. If there are not enough chairs to go around, take turns using one and pushing, or helping somebody with a chair. It can be really interesting to help somebody with a chair as well. Oh, yeah. So let's get started. Are we excited? Yes! Yes! All right, thank you so much.
For you. It's a thing that we want to try to put together on an annual event to try to bring people understanding of how difficult it is to ride around the city of Attleboro. Not just for us, but for mothers with wheelchairs and all kind of handicapped people. We look at it as wheelchairs on my end, but handicapped covers a lot of different areas. So whether it's opening doors, whether it's crosswalks at the wrong place and those kinds of things. So what we're trying to do is bring everybody at least knowledgeable about the problem. If you see something, do something. If you think you can move something out the way that may help somebody get around the city, we'd appreciate that. Now, just so you know, I've been sick, so some people are happy, some people are sad. I'm the sad one, by the way. But like I said, just want to thank everybody for coming out. We a beautiful day, so I hope everybody enjoys themselves and have a good time if we could. And by all means, check out the different vendors that are here. They came out for a purpose to give you an idea of what they provide in terms of help. And so if you know somebody that needs some help, if you get the information, you can pass it on so that we can get everybody involved in terms of trying to help people. Just become a community and be friendly. Thank you. I'm out of here.
Thank you, Albert.
Thank you, Albert. I'm so glad you made it today.
Well, it was tough, but I'm here.
And before we go on, I would like to mention the vendors that Albert just noted. We have Sturdy Health, Manic Community Health Center, GATRA, Southeast Center for Independent Living, Attleboro's Council on Aging, the South Attleboro Lions Club, the Attleboro Land Trust, and the Attleboro's Council on Human Rights. So we appreciate all of those support services coming to be with us today. And next we're going to have one of our city councilors, Ty Waterman, who's always been very, very supportive of us, and we really appreciate.
So how many people here are left-handed?
I am.
1, 2, 3. I just learned that left-handed people, right-handed people, I should say, get discriminated against in this because you got to have a strong left hand to be able to roll down these streets. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, I probably worked that left arm 3 times harder than I did my right arm. And you saw every crack, and you imagine some that weren't even there probably. But the thing that surprises me the most, besides needing to be left-handed, is the sloping of sidewalks. Sometimes you can't even tell the sidewalk isn't level until you get on it. And then, of course, it was getting across the Park Street. That was an experience. And you better hope that the drivers see you down below. It's a challenge, and we need to do everything we can in the city, and we depend upon our partners at the state level to help us provide money, because sidewalks, they cost money. And speaking of money, you better have the money for an electric machine there, because if you got to do it yourself, it's quite a workout. But I don't have to tell you, you just went through it. So we are working on the sidewalks right now, going all the way up Park Street quite a ways, and I want to be the first to test them out when they're done. So, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ty. And our next speaker is Representative Jim Hawkins.
First of all, I want to thank Maya from Senator Feeney's office, who was kind enough to push me the whole route. Ty was in front of me, and it looked like a lot of work. But speaking a lot of work,
I'm a year
though,
older than you.
yeah. That's a high bar. I want to thank the Commission on Disabilities. Speaking of a lot of work, I remember from last year when it got rained out a couple times how much effort this takes to put on this event. And I remember after the last event, it was like an eye-opener for me. You don't think about these things. You don't think that when you're at a crosswalk, nobody can see you because you're only this high. You don't think about the wheels getting over the cracks in the pavement. You don't think about the relationship between the ramp crosswalks and the ones that don't have. You don't think about those things. I don't know. On my day, I just cross the street wherever I want. You can't do that if you're in a wheelchair. So it was an eye-opener for me 2 years, and I got to say, it's kind of drifted out of my sense of consciousness, and my eyes were opened again today as to how much of a challenge this is and what we need to do, both on the city level, on the state level, Senator Feeney and I, what we need to do to support people who are in wheelchairs. This is a very dramatic need, and I thank the Council on Disabilities for putting this on. You got to do it again next year. You got to keep people aware of this. We forget if you don't do this. So thank you. Thank you for all your work.
Thank you, Representative Hawkins. And that is a good point about the weather. People may know we had to cancel it twice last fall with all the torrential rains, so we're thrilled to have a sunny day today. And our next speaker is Senator Paul Feeney.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. A wonderful day. I apologize for my allergies. I wish I could celebrate a nice day, but my allergies are kicking in today, so I apologize if I lose my voice. But I want to thank you all for being here, especially the Commission on Disabilities, for all that you do, for bringing us together, for bringing awareness to this issue. As Representative Hawkins said and Councilor Waterman said, you know, awareness, we don't do this just for the sake of putting together an event because we got nothing else to do, right? This is about bringing awareness, but bringing awareness for a reason. And I'm always proud and glad to be here with my friend Al. Big Al, thank you for all that you do and bringing awareness to those and for amplifying the voice of people with disabilities. Very, very proud to work alongside my friend in the legislature, Representative Jim Hawkins, because oftentimes, you know, Jim and I talk and we get down into the nitty-gritty of legislation, and the two of us will you know, be talking about different issues that facing the city of Attleboro and the people here in our districts. And we'll say, hey, remember when we did this, or remember this, or remember when this person came up to one of us and said this. And that's what drives good policy. And I'm not here to talk about government and the nitty-gritty of legislation, but I want to say that I'm very proud in the Senate and that bill's on its way over to the House. in the Senate just this session, just a couple months ago, we passed a bill on wheelchairs and on warranties to make sure that people weren't going to face financial ruin because their wheelchair was in need of repair, or that you don't have to put your lives on hold for weeks or months to get what you need to be mobile. That policy was driven because of people like you and the awareness that you brought to us to say this is important for those in the disability community to be able to have the peace of mind that they can have their wheelchairs, that it's not going to cause financial ruin if they need repair, that there's implicit warranties associated with them, and that we can make sure that people have what they need when they need it. That's good policy, but that comes from events like this. That comes from people like you and our partners at Sturdy and Manna and everybody that's here today raising those voices and raising those issues. So I want to thank you for doing that. Today, I just joined for the last few hundred yards, and poor Council Waterman was the first one I saw trying to get through the sidewalks, and he said to me, as he was trying to get over one particular crack, he said, "Any help that the state can give us, look at this, Senator." So there's value in doing this. There's value in you being here and participating because of those conversations, right? To see my staffer, incredible staffer, Maya pushing around Representative Hawkins and seeing some of the challenges of where the curb cuts were and where you need to navigate, that means something. So thank you for doing this. Thank you not only for lending us your wheelchairs, but lending us your eyes, your frame of reference, your perspective. That means something. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day.
And finally, we're going to have our fearless leader, the chairperson of the Attleboro Commission on Disabilities, Mary Flaherty.
Wow, the perspective from here is great because I'm in the crowd and I see a lot of great things, but this is a really great crowd. Thank you so much for being here today. Councilor Waterman, Rep Hawkins, Senator Feeney, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. All the vendors, I really appreciate you coming out on this terrible day with awful weather, just like we had last time. So thank you very much for this. I really appreciate it. I also want to make sure to thank All Purpose for the amazing use of their wheelchairs. We could not have done this without you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Everyone, please visit all the vendors who are here today. They have lots of great information and ask us any questions you have. Thanks for coming and have a great day.